Now I want to show you a cold start on an SLK55 AMG because it sounds amazing, but my neighbors absolutely hate this car. Literally, I can see curtains flickering when I start up the car in the morning. So I'm gonna try and sneakily get you a cold start right now. That noise is incredible in the mornings. I'm sure the neighbors hate it, but I just love it. It takes around 20 seconds to calm down. Then once it's warm, you won't get that noise on startup for the rest of the day. Even if you leave the car for like 8 hours, it won't be that noisy, and it just does calm down. And as you will have seen in the shot, the car is filthy right now, and I want it looking shiny when we're in Brighton because I'm going to take some shots. So next thing I'm going to do is now I'm just going to pull in and get the car cleaned quickly. All right, now the car is all clean. Brakes are going to be probably a bit wet. Actually, the brakes is something I might mention in this video, because the brakes on this car at the time were one of the best brakes actually put into a production car. So the stopping is incredible in this car, especially for its age. This car is a 2005. So the brakes were going to make my list today, but I'm going to start off with that as just a bonus point right now. Insane overtaking ability in this car. And actually, I'm going to start that. Point number one about this car and why I bought an SLK55 AMG is the speed. For the money, you can't get another car that can do 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds, give you 360 brake horsepower from a naturally aspirated 5.5 litre V8 engine. It's incredible. I love cars. I'm always going to want straight line speed. Point number two is based on that engine. It is a real AMG engine. You see, Mercedes are just stamping the AMG badge on anything. There are cars being pumped out like the C63 AMG, which claim to be real AMGs, and they're just not. AMGs are hand-built engines, and that's what I want to see. I love the fact that I can open this bonnet and see the signature of the person who built it with their hands. This car was meant to be leery, it was meant to be noisy, it was meant to be an event to drive. And AMGs now are kind of like the Audi S line, where they just put the AMG badge on anything and it's devaluing the brand. This car is a real AMG. And it brings me on to my next point, which is the noise. Now, I accidentally bought this car at an auction, which is incredibly risky. I don't recommend it to anyone, but I will do a video on it. So if you want to see that video, then do subscribe, because I'll be doing that video next week of how I ended up accidentally buying this car. And the previous owner obviously had the same ambitions of this car than I did, because these cars come with 2 cats. And everyone removes the secondary cats. You get so much noise from it. And for me, I wanted a car that sounded incredible, and this car was it. The owner had already removed the secondary cats and put on an X-pipe, and it just sounds incredible. When you put your foot down, it's just unbelievable. So for me, noise was a big factor. Point number 4, depreciation. I don't want to spend huge amounts of money on a depreciating asset. So for me, I wanted a car that wasn't going to lose money if it was just sat on my driveway, or if I'm just putting miles on it. I want cheap miles. Now, if you go and buy a brand new car, your miles are going to cost so much more than a car made in 2005. This is done pretty much 99% of its depreciation. In fact, I looked on Auto Trader before making this video, and some of them are actually selling for more than I bought this car for. So it would be an incredible bonus if this car actually appreciated in value, but for me, I just wanted to hold its money. Number 5 is it's an event to drive. I'm sure from this video so far, you've worked out that it is an incredible car to drive, and it is just as a package, an event. You never forget you're driving it, and maybe that's a downside to some people's daily drivers. For me, I want to be engaged. I want to feel like I'm driving something special every day, so that was a big point for me. Number 6, hardtop convertible. You don't see many around now. So you've got Mercedes SLs, BMW 4 Series, Peugeot 206. I can't think of many cars. If I've missed one, comment down below of cars that do have a hardtop convertible. Having a hardtop is such an advantage. You can keep it on all winter and then in the summer, drop it down whenever you want. I'm not someone who likes hot days with the roof down, but what I do like is just like night driving through a city or country roads on a warm night. It's just incredible. So for me, I wanted a convertible, but I didn't want to have a soft top. Number 7 is cheap maintenance. I wanted a car that wasn't going to bankrupt me if it went wrong. I looked at like BMW M cars and C63s and things like that, and people said could cost you thousands of pounds if it goes wrong and in servicing. This car servicing is like a couple of £100, and the engines are pretty much bulletproof. These are very reliable engines. And the biggest service is going to be the spark plug service, because there are 2 spark plugs per cylinder, so that one is going to be quite pricey. Apart from that, look after your car and it's not going to cost you that much money in maintenance. And my final point is on running costs. This is my daily driver. I use it every single day. I need good miles per gallon, and fuel economy for me was important. This car gets me around 28 to 30 miles per gallon on a run, and mixed driving I get around 60 miles per gallon. No, 26 miles per gallon it says on the clock right now, and that is fantastic. Some cars that are 3-litre engines don't even get that, and for the performance, 26 miles per gallon, I will take it. I think it's because it's a 1500 kilogram car, so there isn't much car to really push. There's no turbos on it, so it gets good fuel economy. So those are my 8 points. I hope you found it useful if you think about buying one of these cars. If you want to see more videos like this, then do subscribe. I'm going to be putting out plenty more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.